Yeah. Woo! Yeah. And the speedy part. Yeah. Speaking of your sex appeal. Sex appeal, passion, medication, fragrance, fragrance, water, some of your water, discipline, water. Dearest Teddy, it's time. It's time. Your side be star. Sex appeal, passion, pale, dedication, fragrance, walls. Some of Leopold's and people from the world. Patience, say what's the platform.
What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the new Sophisticated Grizzly. And first of all, good morning. This is just a little bit of a coffee on Sunday morning with Teddy. And that picture and the sounds that you just heard is a metaphor for what's coming up. You see, I had to change this weekend. I had to separate church and state. So what do I mean by that? I had to separate my Teddy files from my Sophisticated Grizzly podcast because they were starting to clash. And believe it or not, there was a lot of things that I have not said on the Sophisticated Grizzly because of the Teddy files. But now, the metaphor that you just saw was me actually being off the leash and releasing the hounds of hell. Because there's a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to say on the Grizzly, a lot of topics that I wanted to start tackling and didn't feel like I was able to. Number one, because I have a lot of followers when it comes to my fragrance page, the Teddy Files. And a lot of those conversations that we have on the Grizzly, they don't fit the fragrance content. And then even when we go live, because I have so many people that follow me for fragrances, it's not being genuine to them if I'm not having a live conversation about fragrances on a page that is mostly dedicated to fragrance. Now, it didn't start that way. It started off as the podcast page, but it started to morph into the fragrances because of, I have so many fragrances and I love talking about it. But I also like talking about world issues that affect the Black community. And I like to be truthful. I like to be honest. I've always been truthful and honest, but I still kind of like held back a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to all of a sudden become ignorant and be stupid and attacking people and things of that nature. But what I will say is this new Grizzly direction is we're not here to hold your hand. We're not here to protect your feelings. We're here to tell the facts, and we're here to tell the truth. If you can't take facts and truth, please don't come over. But if you can, and you know some other people that can, please look in the comment section, and there's a link to the brand new page. Please go ahead and hit that link. Please go ahead and follow the page from that link, and make sure that you share it to other people that you know would enjoy this kind of content, that would enjoy these kinds of conversations. And like I said, it's going to be a little bit more hard hitting over here now because, like I said, the leash is off now. So I'm going to be talking. We all going to be talking. And as a matter of fact, it had gotten to the point over on the Grizzly where a lot of my family was saying more things than I was saying. Because I guess, trying to be PC or whatever. I'm not in politics, and, politics ain't always correct. So I think that's a bit of an oxymoron, the politically correct thing, but I digress. But yeah, for me, this is a refreshing change. I'm starting to move all of the content from the Teddy File page over to the Sophisticated Grizzly. So all of the old past videos, you will be able to see those over on the new page. And as we move forward into the future, you'll see a lot more of things like, Teddy reacts, me reacting to things, me having some of the, some of the Grizzly fam reacting to some stuff, just a lot of collaboration with different content creators and things of that nature. So, yeah, so it's about to take it to another level. Yes, we will still have the AI versus battle over on the Sophisticated Grizzly, because that's the place where it started. This is the nucleus of the AI versus battle. Of course, it's with the entire Circle family. That would be Red Lipstick Vibes, and that would also be Mr. He Said, Mrs. She Said, the Promote Conscious Parenting tribe as well. So yeah, we this is just a new direction. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to still be doing the podcast, but this page right here is just dedicated strictly to podcasting. Is dedicated strictly to the asking the hard questions, to really diving into a lot of these subjects. I might even cover up the background when I'm over on a Grizzly, because I'm really trying to make sure that it's a complete separation of church and state, because it was necessary. And even though there was a follower of the fragrance page that came over, and the way that he handled it was kind of bitchy, but he was right. Even though he handled it like a little soft, whatever, he was right though, because he came up there, he followed me for fragrance content, and when he come to see the live, we're talking about DEI. And I'm pretty sure he's probably confused and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But what I will say is, I do thank that fella, even though regardless of how he handled it, I thank him because he prompted me to finally make the move to truly separate the two, to actually make it where when you go over on the Teddy Files, that's what we're talking about. And when we come over here on the Sophisticated Grizzly, there is no mistake that this ain't about no fragrance. This is really about we're gonna be talking some stuff over here, man. And it ain't gonna be pretty all the time. And it ain't gonna be for everybody. I want everybody to really understand that this direction may not be for everyone. And if you can't follow, I completely get it. I completely understand. I would not fault anyone that didn't want to be a part of it, that don't want to be in the next movement of the Sophisticated Grizzly. And that's understandable. But for those that do, you might want to buckle up, baby, because it's about to be a serious ride. And y'all know me. Y'all know how I truly get down, how I really am, how I can really, say some stuff. I'm going to start saying some stuff, saying whatever the hell it is I need to say. And once again, it's still going to be with sophistication, because we are the Sophisticated Grizzly. But there may be a few maulings that take place, because, sometimes people try to play with you. But the brand new look of the Grizzly, I'm pretty sure you guys have probably seen it already. But if you haven't, this is the brand new look of the Grizzly. So this is, from now on, when you see this is the Sophisticated Grizzly. It is no longer the Sophisticated Grizzly / Teddy Files, because this is the look of the new Teddy Files right here. So when you see this logo, all we're talking about is fragrances. We're not talking about any kind of other issues, events, nothing like that. We're talking about fragrances. We're talking about soaps. We're talking about cleaning, grooming, purchasing clothes from different places, shopping, all of that type of stuff. Different things that will fit that page stuff. But like I said, over here on this one, on the Grizzly, we can talk about everything else. And like I said, the leash is off, baby. The leash is off. And I'm really going to start getting into a lot of the issues that I didn't have the opportunity to get into before. I asked a question not too long ago. It was, matter of fact, it was a couple of years ago I asked this question. And I'll ask the question today, this morning, and we can see if we can address it when we actually do the podcast on Wednesday. And this was also a test to make sure that this new page is up and running. And as you can see, it's up and running and live and working pretty well. But the question I want to ask, and I asked it years ago, and I don't think I got the answer that, well, not said that I was satisfied with. I don't think I got an answer at all. But in the opinion of anybody that's watching, and you can share this with other people as well. Make sure you share that link. Make sure you share this live, because we are live right now. In the situation or the question of police officers. Now, and I'm going to make sure that I lay this question out so that it's fully understandable. If there was a world where there were no guns at all, no guns available, not one ship, not one gun, no creation of a gun, no thought of a gun, nothing. The only thing that you had as a protector and a server is blunt objects, things like, sticks, swords, what have you, things that they used to use back in the day before guns were invented. Would you still be a police officer? Or do you guys think that police officers would still want to be a police officer if they actually had to subdue a perpetrator who had pretty much the same advantage as them? Because there's no gun, there's no taser. You know what? I'll put tasers on the board. How about we remove the guns and put the tasers on the board, just to make it a little bit more, just a little bit more interesting. So the only thing you have available to you is the baton or the nightstick or whatever you want to call it, and pepper spray and taser. There's no gun. There's no, no 9mm, no M16s, no shotguns, nothing. There are no guns whatsoever. Not for you, not for the criminals, not for the citizens. No guns. The only thing you can protect yourself with are those three weapons. You have a taser, you have a nightstick, baton, whatever you want to call it, and you have pepper spray or mace. Those are your three options. Would you, as a police officer, or do you guys think police officers would still be, or want to be, or desire to be a police officer if those are the only three means that they had to protect the people? If those are the only three things that they had available to them, and you know what? Let's throw in a shield, because let's make sure that at least they can protect themselves. So let's throw in a shield. So that's four items now. So now you have four items over top of the criminals and the citizenry. You have a shield, you have a baton, you have mace, pepper spray, whatever you decide to use, and you have a taser. Those are the only three weapons you have available to you as a police officer. Family, do you think people would still desire to be cops? Do you think that it would still be a thing people wanted to do? Because remember, guards have been around for a long time. People have guarded the kings of old, guarded the gates. They didn't have guns. I mean, they had, swords, blunt objects, things of that nature. And so there's always been guards around. There's always been people protecting around. So do you think the same with the mentality of the people nowadays? Do you think that if those are the only weapons available to them, do you think people would still want to be police officers? Do you think they would still want to be cops? Do you think that would still be a thing today? Do you think there would be a mass exit? Or do you think the people would be policing themselves? The citizens would be policing themselves because, would that be not so desirable job? Because I know a lot of people say, they put themselves on the line every single day. Well, truly putting yourself on the line is if you didn't have a gun and that you really had to pursue a suspect. You really had to stop somebody. And the only thing that you had available to you are those four items. Would you still want to do it? Would they still want to do it? Now, me personally, I don't know. I've never been a police officer. I've never been a cop. I have no idea if I would want to do that or not. But I do know it would be a lot more dangerous. It definitely would be a lot more dangerous because pretty much everything's going to be close quarter combat. Everything's going to probably be hand-to-hand combat. Like I said, you have a few things that you can use to make sure that people don't get too close to you. You got your mace, but then I've watched people eat mace like it was hot sauce, you know. And then there's the taser. We've all watched videos of people taking tasers and throwing those projectiles on the floor. We watched it happen. But then, you know, most of the time it does work. Most of the time it does work. But yeah, this wasn't really meant to be the full podcast. It was just meant to be, you know, me testing the page, seeing if it's working out and everything. And I'm just basically reintroducing the brand new direction of the Grizzly, the brand new Grizzly page. Make sure that you guys tap in, like, share, and subscribe to the content. Make sure you hit the bell icon to be notified each and every time we decide to upload a video. And welcome to the Grizzly, everybody. And understand this: the hounds of hell have truly been released. And if you don't believe me, it's time to play, everybody. So we're not going to stay out here too long. I appreciate the people that came through to take a look. I appreciate the people in the background taking a look. And you know, if you're watching me from YouTube, just go ahead and hit the like button. Just go ahead and press that like button. If you're watching me from over on Facebook, go ahead and hit the like button and hit me up with some stars, man. Because you know, we about to make this thing something different, something else. And if you're watching me on X, just keep on watching. I don't know what else to tell you. But I truly appreciate you guys. And we're going to go ahead and shut it down here. We got almost a good 20 minutes in. If anybody has anything to say before we leave, go ahead and hit it in the comment section. Now is the time before we decide to sign off. But remember the question: would they still want to be police officers if they only had those 4 things available: the shield, the taser, the mace, and the baton? What say you? Like I said, we'll talk about it a little bit further on the Grizzly on Wednesday. Appreciate you guys, and I will be talking to you soon. If you like what we had to say, or like what I had to say over here, I love it and appreciate it. And make sure you come back on Wednesday so you can answer that question. And if you don't like what I had to say, you can go ahead and shut your black ass mouth. Shut your black ass mouth. Have a good night.
Sophisticated Grizzly, mostly passion, caution, dedication, caution, fragrance, summer leader, caution, deal is Teddy, it's time, caution, deal is Teddy, Grizzly. Sex appealed in caution, passion, caution, dedication.